You're watching WQOW 18 Eau Claire. Now, from your hometown team, this is the News 18 10 p.m. report.
A timeline has come and gone for the Eau Claire County jail expansion plan. Eau Claire County says it originally wanted to bring its rezoning request to the Eau Claire City Council no later than tonight's meeting. However, it can't do that until it owns all property needed for the project. The county is still negotiating for 2 properties on First Street. The county says even though that land would be used for a parking lot, it can't start preparing for the construction of the actual building until the dispute is settled. Bill Zmolski has been following this story for some time, and Bill, community members opposed to the jail project believe if they can stop the rezoning, they can stop the project altogether.
And Jamie, that has led to a number of attacks on the project from all angles. One of the most popular strategies is trying to prove the proposed location is not suitable for a jail. Recently, a UW Eau Claire geography student drew up a series of maps hoping to prove just that. According to these maps, the proposed location of the Eau Claire jail project is too close to schools, trails, waterways, and homes.
If one wanted to use a map like this in deciding the location of a facility, I guess one would have to use best available judgment, but you can look at it and say, okay, where should we perhaps not start?
But looking for where not to start doesn't leave many options for where a jail could be built. Put all these maps together and you've eliminated most of Eau Claire County.
We need to very conscientiously think about what the ramifications of that are on things like local economics, on local identity, on traffic patterns.
There were many, many factors that went into ultimately making the decision to locate the facility in the proposed location.
Ultimately, the university study only looks for reasons the jail should not be built downtown. However, the county says there are many reasons the jail should be built downtown.
The importance of the jail being close to law enforcement and being close to the courts, both of which are located where the existing facility is.
Still, UW Eau Claire geography faculty say the maps raise some important issues.
Take this project and treat it as if it's in a void, to remove it from its interactions with all these other kinds of things going on in the city is inappropriate. It doesn't exist in a void.
Eau Claire County is still moving forward with the current proposed location. It hopes to have the property dispute settled in time to have the land rezoned by the end of August.
And the county says the project itself will be able to remain on schedule as long as the land is cleared by the end of September. After that, the project's cost could increase $250,000 for every month it's delayed. Several Eau Claire establishments want to take their business outside so customers can keep smoking. Tomorrow, the City Council will decide whether to allow alcohol in outdoor dining areas at Woo's Pagoda and Hoots Hilltop Tavern. Earlier this month, the council approved similar requests for the Mousetrap and Mogie's Pub. The owners of the Mousetrap say they want to serve alcohol outdoors so customers can continue to smoke even after the public smoking ban takes effect on July 1st.
I can't see a better way of adapting to it. I mean, people are still going to smoke. So we're going to try and provide them the best area that we can for them to do it in.
I see it as a legitimate way for businesses to adapt to the ordinance. They're trying to keep their business viable and also stay within the letter of the law.
The new ordinance only prohibits smoking indoors and next to entryways, but people can still smoke outdoors. Council member Carrie Kincaid says she won't be surprised if more businesses continue to apply for outdoor liquor permits this summer. And tonight, the council reviewed a petition to design Thorpe Drive as a pedestrian mall. A group of 3rd Ward residents say they want a walking mall that would restrict traffic, protect pedestrians, and keep the property in the city's hands. No word on what the outcome of that meeting was. A house fire is forcing the Altoona School District to make some decisions about another home. A fire destroyed this house on West 3rd Street earlier this month. The house owned by the Altoona School District was filled with everything the school show choir uses to perform, including many handmade costumes. All was lost. Now the school board is looking to demolish that house and possibly the house next to it, which the district also owns. The superintendent says tonight the board is discussing whether to clear both of the areas and start over with a larger piece of land to rebuild. No word on the outcome of that discussion. As soon as we learn anything, we will let you know. A water extension for a new development gets a thumbs up from the Lake Haley Village Board. On Saturday, the board voted unanimously to extend city water to a new retail center. Developers hope to build it near the Melby Street exit off the 53 bypass. The board says the water extension now has to be approved by the DNR. Developers say they hope to have the center up and running by this September. All charges are dropped against a Barron County teacher in return for his resignation. David Suino was in court today. He used to teach 5th grade at Andrew Tainter Elementary. He faced a number of charges after a criminal complaint says a staff member told police they witnessed him touching a boy underneath his clothing, rubbing his stomach, and putting his hand down the back of a boy's pants. After that report, police say several other students came forward and say the same thing happened to them. Suino had faced 6 counts of disorderly conduct. Again, those charges were dropped in exchange for Suino surrendering his Wisconsin teaching license, and he can't apply for another teaching license in any other state. We're going to turn our attention now to the first forecast. Doug Michaels joins us. And Doug, a nice day today.
A beautiful day, Jamie, and finally didn't have to talk about any passing rain showers this afternoon. In fact, check out Doppler radar. A few showers to the west, but as they try to move in to the upper Midwest across Minnesota, not having any success, and they're running out of steam. Couple of storms back into North Dakota this evening. I don't think we'll have to worry about that activity either. In fact, clouds have been having a hard time making their way very far into western Wisconsin. They've been thinning out, and that'll be the trend as we go through the night with just a few passing high clouds. Looking ahead to tomorrow, UV index, as I like to say, at a 7, of course. It's still very high, just a touch lower than today with a few more clouds out there. Temperature starting out around 60 at 7 o'clock, warming up to around 73 with an increasing southwest breeze as we go through the morning hours. Coming back in weather, I'll talk about the next couple of days, slight rain chances, and then look ahead to the end of the week as things become a bit more interesting. Jamie?
This next story is just amazing, and a doctor is calling it a miracle. Keith Kennedy was found alive after being stranded in the woods for a week.
Being without food and water as long as he has been, it's amazing that he is alive. I would say it was absolutely critical to get him and to find him.
Kennedy is from Shoreview, Minnesota. He vanished from a camp for developmentally disabled adults and was missing for 7 days. Kennedy was found by a firefighter. Look at these pictures around 7 o'clock last night. The Sheriff's Department says he was found in a wooded area about a mile from the camp. Kennedy is autistic and needed medication for his kidneys. He suffered from dehydration and hypothermia when he was found. He was also covered with insect bites. Look at that. Officials say he's stable and improving at the University of Minnesota Hospital.
I was numb, to tell you the truth. I was overcome and overwhelmed and so grateful and yet so worried about how we'd find him.
Another happy ending in Wisconsin. Cecil Snyder was also found this week. He is 78 years old. The Barron County Sheriff's Department says they got a tip call from someone that led deputies to Snyder Saturday night. Snyder, who has Alzheimer's, was suffering from hypothermia and dehydration. He was taken to a hospital in Rice Lake where family members say he is in stable condition. Amazing outcome. Still to come on News 18, cutting chronic headaches down to size. That's in Health Watch. Plus, a Menomin man says thank you to a deputy he says saved his life. That story after the break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
You're watching Jerry Gallagher and Jamie Paige. From your hometown team, this is the News 18 10 p.m. report.
Your weather moves fast, strikes hard. When weather threatens, you can trust that the News 18 forecast team will be on top of it. Dunn County right
Turn to the experience of Doug Michaels and the News 18 forecast team, a part of your hometown team.
For lunch or dinner, to simply meet friends, or make new ones. Northwoods Brew Pub is as inviting as being at home. What home doesn't have is the award-winning beers of Northwoods Brew Pub. Northwoods, Eau Claire's only award-winning brew pub.
Hi, I'm Andy Lamb with Bloomer Ford here in Bloomer, and like many of you, these high gas prices have got my attention. Here at Bloomer Ford, we've been purchasing Ford program cars that make great gas mileage and save you money. Like the 2007 Ford Focus with unbelievable fuel economy and now just $11,900. Or how about a huge selection of Taurus and Fusion with unbeatable prices and great fuel economy?
Hey, Andy, you sure we got enough coming?
You bet, Dan. Here on Highway 53 in Bloomer. It's the all-new Bloomer Ford, Highway 53 Bloomer.
A Menomin man says he's lucky to be alive and he has an off-duty deputy to thank for that. Eric Affolter was boating on Lake Menomin Saturday afternoon when his boat had a mechanical problem throwing him overboard. Trent Artis tells us what happens after that and why Affolter says he has a deputy to thank.
It started as a peaceful Saturday out on Lake Menomin for Eric Affolter. He took his boat out with his wife, mother-in-law, and a friend for some fishing.
We started heading out and a bolt sheared on the motor. And she spun us to the left and my wife bumped into me and I went overboard. And as I went overboard, I seen the propeller coming. I put my hand up and it hit my hand, it hit my head. I didn't feel it hit my head. I didn't feel anything.
I got the boat shut off and he popped up on the side and I knew I couldn't lift him by myself. And I saw his face was just nothing but blood.
Cassie called 911 and tried to flag down some help. The first person to respond to her was an off-duty sheriff's deputy from St. Croix County who was fishing with his family nearby.
I saw a boat coming towards us make a sharp turn. And after it made a sharp turn, I heard people screaming and yelling for help.
Deputy Jim Mikla jumped on board and helped Cassie pull her husband into the boat.
I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it by myself. And he helped get him in the boat, keep him laying down until help arrived to pull us back in.
And once I get him in the boat, City Fire and Rescue were right there to assist me. I just talked with them, told them everything's going to be okay. We have help on the way, and we'll get through this.
Eric severed his thumb, cracked his skull, and lost vision in one eye, but he knows it could have been worse.
Thank you to that guy, and he should get a star or something. He didn't have to help me.
In Menomin, Trent Artis, News 18.
Eric had surgery on his hand this morning, and we're still waiting to hear from his family on how that surgery went. Doug's forecast is next. Keep it here.
So how was band camp?
It's pretty good. We've been summoning you for hours.
It's family time. Hey, guys.
Chad?
What the? Look, with my circle, I can choose how much I pay for an unlimited plan.
And he can share unlimited calling with the whole family.
You can't do this to us.
It's a puppy!
My Circle. Choose the plan that fits you best and add lines for $9.99 only from Altel. And now get the Altel Hue by Samsung. Buy one, get one.